Yo, I can't even
what
join
it
you.
is. Yeah,
My
Mgowo.
head feels so heavy right now. Like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, guys, what's up? What's up? How are you?
I'm hungover, but I am feeling amazing after like a really tough week. I just, in all of the toughness that came with last week, I was like, out of all that toughness, I had to reflect and be like, why is it that the toughness of a single day or a single week undermines all the goodness that you've experienced? Like when you're going through the most in that one small moment, it obviously doesn't feel small then.
Yeah.
But why is it that it's like, oh my God, my life is so terrible. Everything just goes to shit. I was just like, no, feel these feelings for this day and for this week. But November has been fucking amazing. This year was actually fucking amazing. And it's ending off on a really good note.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I am good. I'm good. I am just getting ready for the holiday. First of all, it's December.
Dude, like, that's why my head is so heavy.
First and foremost, hello, hi, December. But yeah, I'm good. I am... Had a pretty chilled week, actually. Yeah, life is good. I'm trying to adjust to my medicine as I'm back
Always
to that.
taking your medicine. Stay strapped.
So a couple of weeks ago, I was like in so much pain, and I was like, what's going on, you know? Then I went to my doctor, and she was like, yeah, you have inflamed chest nerves.
Oh, no.
Because of stress.
Shit.
And so, yeah, I'm on like medicine for the next 6 months. Just to like regulate the burnout, the stress, the depression, the nerves as well, because obviously they need to be repaired. And every now and then I have to go to a chiropractor just so they can work on my nerves. So I'm just like, you know, it almost ended on a very not so great note, but there was a great lesson in that. In that one, I thought I knew it, but I really do need to take care of my body. Just because life is hectic and it's fast and you can't keep up doesn't mean that your body should suffer the consequences, you know? So that's something that I've learned. But everything is good. I cannot wait to be on leave. I'm supposed to be on leave next week.
When are you leaving? When are you going on leave?
I'm going on leave from the 6th. I'm on leave.
Cheers!
Until the 6th next month. I mean,
that's literally
January.
like an entire month.
Yeah. My boss hasn't approved
Where'd
it.
you get the days from?
So I didn't take leave last year. Last year I didn't, because I was here the whole time. So I was going to work.
So
December.
your guys, it doesn't expire?
No.
Yo, that's nice.
Until you get to a point where, they force you to leave. But no, it doesn't expire. So I'm getting ready to go for leave. I'm looking forward to the holidays, looking forward to resting.
I'm also looking forward to the holidays.
And going back to doing the things that I love.
Yes.
I remember you had tweeted that you're going back to
slowly,
the things
day by day. Like I realized, got to go travel for work and got to do 4 days in New York on my own. And when I was there, I was like doing all the things that I enjoy doing. And I was like, I haven't done these things in so long because I've just been consumed by Mgowo.
Yeah.
So just like the small things, and taking those and doing them and making an effort to do them, because it actually does really help change the frame that you're in
it really
at
helps
a
the
time.
psyche,
So I'm buying myself sneakers like a crackhead, because I really used to enjoy collecting sneakers.
I remember.
Like reading, watching shit I enjoy, going for walks because I really love walking, and all the other things will slowly come back. But I'm just doing the small things right now, and it feels really good, and that's why I was able to like overcome everything I was going through last week.
That's dope.
To say, nah, man, it's actually been a really good year.
No, I'm trying to go back to those things as well. I mean, today we're going for a picnic.
Yes.
I haven't done that in God knows how long. So yeah, I'm also trying to work back to getting into the things that I love. Going to plant nurseries. I haven't gone to a plant nursery since like late last year, December last year.
In a while. Since we were doing We the Net, actually,
exactly.
that's the last time.
We need to go, like, because this ain't it. But yeah, guys, what a year it's been. Today's episode.
What a year.
Yeah, today's episode, we really just want to reflect on this year and answer your questions. We asked you guys to send some questions through, and you did. So we're going to do that. Yeah, your year.
Yeah, so my year, I think one of the greatest lessons this year has been how important it is to always be on the right side, or what you believe is the right side at that moment. Like, that's the big lesson for me. And what I've come to learn is it doesn't matter how being on the right side is packaged, as long as you know your truth.
And you are okay with it.
And you are okay.
Yeah.
That's the lesson for me for the year. Like, I'm going to keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
Just always be on the right side of things.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, for me, my biggest lesson this year has been that you cannot do life alone. You don't do life alone. There's power in community. I think, having isolated myself for so long, I kind of had taken for granted the power of community. And so I think this year was a really great example of that. I can't do this thing alone. It's impossible to go into life alone, and that you need the people around you to keep you grounded, to remind you of certain things, to keep you on the right track, to remind you of what's right. All these different things. So that's been my lesson this year. I barely remember this year, actually.
It's also been a long ass year. It's been a really long year.
Really long. It's been long. I think I'll ask another question later.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, what are you bringing into the next year? I think that's.
I can answer that now.
Can you? Okay.
I can answer that now.
What are you bringing into the next year?
I think what I'm bringing into the next year, one of my colleagues earlier on this year or sometime this year, literally pulled me aside and he said, look, you can't let life continue to just happen to you.
Yeah.
You have to be an active participant, and everything that involves you must try your best to have whatever it is in your hands as well. So what I'm bringing into next year is being an active participant in my own life and ensuring that whatever's happening to me, be it my career, be it anything else, I'm also involved in what's happening. It's not just I'm there and going with the flow. Because we go with the flow too much sometimes.
Where the wind blows, you go.
So I'm trying to be the wind in my life. That's what I'm trying to be. Like next year, that's the most important thing for me. I think I need to invest in myself a little bit more. I need to be more proactive. I need to be more intentional when it comes to things that involve me. That's what I'm taking to next year.
That's dope. For me, actually, it's almost similar. I think this year made me realize that, the more you put into yourself, the more fruits you bear. And for me, I mostly realized it like by mistake, where it was like,
So this is what happens.
So this is what happens when I hype myself. This is what happens when I tell myself, I can do this, I can do that, I can do the other thing. And I was like, wow, okay. So yeah, for me, I'm definitely trying to be more proactive. I want to be more proactive in my life. And like you said, I don't want things happening to me. I want to participate. I want to say that I put in this much effort and therefore I got out, whatever output.
Not that, I can't believe this happened to me. It's like...
Right? Because it's, things like small things like, so this year I was mostly working on my master's proposal, and I was surprised with a lot of my, with my marks, like, oh wow, oh damn, wow, I didn't know I could do this. Of course you can. And so it's things like that where I kind of have to fine tune my mind to be like, of course, it's me, it's not just happening to me. It's not a coincidence. I put in the work, and therefore,
this is what
the
I got
result
out.
is what's coming out.
So
that's what I'm bringing into the new year. Mostly that. Let's get into the questions.
Cool. You go first.
Okay. You guys sent through some questions. Some are really long, but we're gonna read them all. Okay. So we have 2 questions from a certain anonymous. I don't know. Do you want to give her?
So
a name?
everyone's anonymous, isn't
Yeah. Or do you just say yeah?
I think everyone must be anonymous. Well, that's what we had agreed on.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Okay. So the first question is, how do you guys usually come up with topics for the show?
Initially, we had this long ass list,
Yeah.
and we used to like choose from that list,
Yeah.
and then we ran out of things from that list. So
Not even actually. We haven't covered
actually, we
everything.
didn't. Yeah, didn't cover everything on that list.
Yeah.
But then sometime, somewhere, we stop being guided by the list, and I literally rock up at Misho's place,
Yeah.
and it's like, "Hey, dude, what do you want to talk about?" It's like,
Then
"Yo,
like-
this week, this is what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
So I think this would be a dope topic."
Yeah.
Or Misho's like, "Yo, this week, this is what I was dealing with. So I think
Yeah.
this would be a dope topic." So all in all, like our topics come from whatever we're experiencing
In that
in
moment,
life.
yeah.
In that moment,
Yeah.
and I actually enjoy that because it feels less forced.
Yes,
Obviously,
yeah.
we do a little bit of research, like if we're gonna go, oh, okay, in the past it used to be like this and this and this. I think that was very evident in our first few episodes
Yeah.
because they were like a bit more guided. But
Yeah.
I like the tone and where we are now and
Yeah.
how things are flowing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys notice something different or
Yeah.
you wish we did more research like we did in the beginning. You can let us know though.
Yeah. I think I like that it's organic and we just not go with the flow, but it is kind
It's
of
real, like, 'cause it's based on-
it's based on what has been on our minds that that week or yeah, like our spirit is guiding us. The second question from her was, okay, so she recently started working. Let me read it in her voice. So she says, I recently started working. I work in Cape Town and my family's in Pretoria. How would you recommend that I firmly tell my parents, particularly my father, that I have a life and it can't always revolve around my family, even when I'd like it to? So for example, it's her mom's birthday in the second week of December. We close the following week, which means that she'll miss her 60th. How can she kindly make them understand that, her life is set up a certain way and that she can't always show up?
I think it's a bit strange that parents sometimes are extremely unreasonable when it comes to your presence.
Yeah.
And whatever explanations you have for them seem to be like something that comes from a place of not caring.
Yeah.
When we've experienced parents not being able to show up because of these dynamics as well.
Exactly.
I mean, like a lot of us didn't have parents there at certain events at school and all of that, things that were really important to us at the time because they had work commitments.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we just need to remind parents, look, I'm not complaining. I'm not saying I don't love you.
Yeah.
But look, when I was young and you were working, there were certain things that couldn't happen.
Yeah.
Now
And
that
I
I'm
had to
older,
understand,
yes, now that I'm older and I'm working, there's certain things that can't happen.
Yeah.
And I expect you as someone who has been in that predicament to understand that.
Yeah.
I think maybe, I don't know if that's a bit harsh, but making them
It makes
see
sense,
that
yeah.
via that situation,
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, yeah, if you're closing second week of December, you literally cannot come.
Yeah.
And parents know that dynamic.
Exactly.
They've worked
and also
before.
flights are expensive. Second week of December, flights are ridiculous because everybody's traveling because of that weekend of the 16th. So, it's just, no. Yeah, I think you covered it very well.
Okay.
Next question.
Moving on to the next question. Cool. So this person wants to know, I don't know their gender. So
Yeah.
what do you ladies do for a living? And what made you decide to start a podcast? Cool. I'll go first. So I work in, this is terrible, advertising. And I am a strategist.
And funny enough, there's
That's
actually
what-
a question about your job. But we'll
Okay,
get to
cool.
that one.
That's what I do for a living. Me sure.
I am a process engineer in banking. Yeah, pretty boring, but that's what I do. And so, what made us start the podcast? Menzi.
So
Yeah.
our producer. Well, I don't know. I think you
Yeah.
came to me from
Yeah.
him, so you know the story better.
Yeah, so he had tweeted once that he wanted to start a sort of network of podcasts, and I jokingly was like, "Yo, if I had the time, I would completely do it." And then he was like, "Nah, do it," and I was like, I guess, yeah. And obviously, in the moment, I was like, obviously, the first person that came to mind was Sniper. So then I approached you and was like, yo, let's
Do this thing.
talk shit.
And we've been talking shit for some time.
We've been
14
talking shit
episodes
for a
of
minute,
shit.
you know. So yeah, that's what made me start the podcast.
I'm gonna read this one because it's amazing. So I'll even say who this person is. This is my boyfriend. So it says, I have no question, but just here to tell y'all that you're really good and dope at this, and I'm just here fangirling. Love you lots, Londo. That is an amazing one.
Oh, my
Shit,
word.
this is a long one. Cool. Let me read this.
Okay.
Hey, so here's my question. My last day at my job is in 2 weeks. I work in a day hospital. This is my community service here. And the person who supervises me is such a terrible employee.
Yikes.
Fuck, dealt with that before. She consistently comes in late and leaves early. That's if she comes in at all. Dealt with that before. She does not take down patient notes. She barely books patients for herself. She does not leave her diary in the office as is the norm. So we can book patients on her behalf or reschedule her own patients when she isn't here. This community does not deserve the poor service they receive from her. So my question is, should I report her? She needs to sign something that says I completed my year of community service. Additionally, because this is my first job in the field I studied for, she's my only specific reference. I'm frustrated because her poor service delivery is an open secret and yet no one is doing anything. And if I report her, it will be obvious that it was me, and I don't want to blow up my career before it even starts. So what should I do? Thanks.
Wow.
Personally, I snitch. I'm a snitch ass bitch when it comes to shit like this. But
Yeah.
I understand that the position that this person is
Doesn't
in
allow,
doesn't
yeah.
allow you to do that.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's okay sometimes to wait until you're
Yeah.
empowered enough
Yeah.
to do what's right.
I don't think you should feel bad for that.
Yeah. So don't compromise yourself
Yeah.
before you do what's right.
Yeah.
Like, because then it would be unfair to yourself.
Yeah.
It's important to do what's right at all times,
Yes.
but make sure that it's not unfair to you.
Yeah.
So I think the most important thing to do would be to wait
Yeah.
until you get what
new
you
job,
need,
yeah.
if they actually do it, and then report this.
Yeah.
Yo,
I
this
agree.
person is wild.
I agree, to be honest. Don't jump the gun. I think get what you need from her and be done with that, and then you can report her, because you don't want to jeopardize your chances of getting another job. So
And actually do say when you are reporting that I could not even report while under
Exactly,
because I
yeah.
was afraid of the malice
Yeah.
that I would receive from
Yeah,
her.
I think that's definitely worth mentioning. So please, do not jump the gun. I know it's frustrating. How many weeks? She said the second week of December. That's when they close. So yeah, just hold on. Be patient. It's tough, but it's better that way. But yeah, next question. This one is a long one as well. It's actually 2 questions. One is it's a comment, and there's 2 questions. So he says, I loved your episode on support, especially the part where Sniper talked about receiving it. I think we can all somewhat agree on how to support people in our lives, generally. But it gets tricky when it comes to us receiving it and not knowing how to go about it. I receive a lot of support in my life, and that's one of the reasons why my life is great. I'm also brilliant and amazing. Yes, you must feel yourself. But I sometimes feel uncomfortable receiving it because of how I've internalized support read as handouts or a boost. Am I being spoiled? Should I already be able to do ABC for myself? But also, oh my God, life is hard. Why am I feeling guilty for having support? These thoughts and feelings play out. I hope I read that correctly. I love the episode because of that. It's what I'm planning to unpack going further, and as always, giving us content we didn't know, acknowledge that we needed to deal with. Thank you very much, first and foremost. But yeah, do you want to comment on that?
No,
or?
I just love what they're saying because
Yeah.
I've literally felt that before.
100%.
I also feel like sometimes you feel a lot of this understanding of I'm going to make it on my own, like I struggled on my own and I did the things on my own. makes it feel like when you're supported, you didn't do you didn't put in as much work, so you can't own the thing as much. But now I've come to understand that it's not like that at all. You can still own whatever you achieve, regardless of how much support you've received. And I think that's important, because at the end of the day, the support sometimes is just someone like opening the door for you or giving you an opportunity, and what you do with that opportunity is what's most important.
I think
so.
For me, I struggle with asking for support. Like, I just being like, yo, I need you guys to actively support me. But there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't anything wrong with that. And if you have good people on your side, it shouldn't also be a problem either. If it is, they'll tell you, and you know. But anyway, he also sent questions for each of us. So I'm gonna read my question.
Okay, I'll read
First
mine.
one: can you marry me in spring 2025? I've been ready already.
Wow.
We'll see.
In 2025.
In 2025. The beginning of 2025, January, we'll see. 2, how have you dealt, or how are you dealing with people about your tattoos from people in your life, besides your parents? First of all, my parents don't know.
They still don't know.
They still don't know. They're gonna find out when I go home.
So they haven't
in December.
seen.
They haven't seen anything. So that's the awkward part. Yes, my parents. I am hiding my tattoos from my parents. Granted, I'm a grown up, guys. I'm a grown up. I'm not. It's just gonna be. I'm very nervous. I won't lie. I've seen them a lot, but I just haven't had the courage to be like, yo, guys, here you go, because my parents are unpredictable. Like, I don't have them figured out. I won't lie. I don't have them figured out. I don't know how they'll react, and quite frankly, I'm not trying to deal with all of
that right now,
because at the end of the day, it's done. First of all, second of all, I was never gonna ask them for permission, so there goes that. I hope they never watch this. But other people mostly just ask where I got it from, if it hurts. Yes, it hurts. Where I got it from Ethel Laka Tattoos. She's in Maboneng. It absolutely hurt. And then a lot of people ask me what it means. I'm like, I just like flowers, that's it. So I'm like, I just like peonies. So I got a bunch of peonies on my arm. And actually another thing is, people then are like, oh my God, I didn't know you're rebellious. I'm like,
what?
I know.
That's strange.
I'm like, I don't have a rebellious bone in my body, unless it comes to the patriarchy. But I really don't have a rebellious bone in my body. Also, this being sort of translated or being seen as a rebellion is just like, yo, guys, hold up.
It's just tattoos.
It's just tattoos. That's it.
Okay, my questions. Question 1: does your puppy sleep in your room? I want to secretly judge you for your choice of answer. No, the answer is no. He does not sleep in my room.
Did he sleep there in the beginning?
No, he never slept in my room when he was a baby. But Zenande lets him sleep in their room.
Yeah.
And 2, that's a grown man. He now lives outside. He doesn't even sleep in the house anymore. Okay, it's been like a week, but he has his own crib outside, chills with his homies. So no, you cannot judge me. 2, I don't know if you still work in advertising, but how do you feel about working in advertising as a black woman, considering how SA media always portrayed ordinary black people? It's a little bit ghetto. Yes, I do still work in advertising, and the one thing that has come from this year working in advertising has been seeing how we get such shit work. Like, you literally see it happening.
Yeah.
You see it happening, you see the right, because it's one thing to have the right voices in the room, but seeing how much they get ignored is why we end up with all the shit that we get on TV.
Yeah.
And it's why we end up with all those portrayals of black women, particularly because black women are not listened to. And that is how I'll answer that question.
Yeah, the ghetto.
It's a little bit ghetto, it's a little bit hood, but love it.
He
If
also
my
said,
bosses ever listen to this.
he also said, please have more guests on the show, and also when am I being a guest on the show? He's shooting his shots. So we do next year. We want to try and do that. I think the tricky thing with guests is the chemistry, because we already have our own chemistry, and
Now you're introducing something new,
and we don't want to have a situation where we're like interviewing someone.
Yeah,
we don't want that. We mostly just want us to have a conversation. So I think that's the tricky thing about
having guests.
Yeah.
Because we'll think about it though.
Yeah.
But I don't think the structure of our show allows for that unless we have like a different leg.
Yeah, I definitely want to have Lelo, the suburban Zulu, on the show.
Yes.
I am a stan. Like I
need to watch the latest video. You guys need to watch that.
It moved me so much. Like
I saw them twice this week actually.
Because I think just that level of self-reflection was just it was out of this world. Like I was like, wow, man, like I'm challenged. So yeah, I would love to have Lelo on the show. But yeah,
if you're shooting your shot, let us know when you're around, and we can see what we can do.
Yeah. Next question.
Send that to me.
They said, didn't I? Oh damn.
It's cool.
But it's the second last one, I think.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll send you the last one. So they just want to ask how or when we realized that we were bad bitches or good women or discovered ourselves for who we truly are. When did that happen?
I think, when you're growing up and you have this thing that constantly tells you that you're different.
Yeah.
And people in your life constantly tell you that you're different and you're amazing and you're going to go on to do great things.
Yeah.
This year was the first time where I actively started believing that.
Yeah.
And I actively resonated with that feeling of difference.
Mm-hmm.
And for the longest time, I felt like I wasn't doing anything amazing, so I didn't know what the hell people were talking about. So I had to dim everything down. And this year I was like, "Fucking hell, I'm a really amazing
You're a bad
person.
bitch.
Like I am one of the baddest bitches to ever bitch." So yeah, I think this year was like a lot of coming into myself and reconciling a lot of feelings with actions.
Yeah.
I think that's what this year was, actively.
Yeah. For me, when did I realize I was a bad bitch? You have to say it with that thing, I think I started coming into my own this year as well.
Like 25.
Right?
Oof, what a girl.
Actually.
What a girl.
I think this year is the year where I really had to be like, okay, we can't hide behind certain things.
Dude, literally.
I cannot hide myself first and foremost. Yeah, I think this was definitely the year where I had decided I am unable to hide. In fact, I was like, when you just like pushed out into the sun. That's exactly what happened. Where it was like, I'm unable to hide. I cannot hide myself, for whatever reason. That's when I realized perhaps I'm a bit, brilliant. I haven't fully owned it. Where I'm like, yeah, I'm brilliant.
Just recognizing.
It was like, oh, okay. And I think the podcast has also been one of those things that made me realize. I was like, wow, okay. People are actively watching this and they look forward to it and they are enjoying it. I'm not gonna remove myself from
that.
Yeah, from that. Like the reason why you are doing that is because we are brilliant. We are bad bitches,
Gas me up.
And so I think the podcast has definitely been a tool that has made me realize that
I got some solid shit to say sometimes.
I've got some stuff to say and people want to hear it.
And actually one of the most amazing things is, and this is why I'm so grateful to Menzi, it's like I have a voice.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a voice.
There are so many places in this world where I don't have a voice.
100%.
And this here, right now, I have a voice.
Yeah, and I get to say whatever I want to say. There's no There's no barriers.
Shout outs to Menzi.
Actually,
like,
you know, he's doing the work for black women.
like, he really is doing the work for black women. You're giving black women a
voice,
platform. You're giving them a voice. You're giving us an opportunity to reflect on our beings and an opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
And there are so many other black women and other black people listening to this shit.
Yeah.
So when I say Menzi is one of the greatest things to happen in our lives,
100%. It's not an exaggeration. It's for
thank
real,
you,
for real.
dude.
I
think that's where we need to close before I cry. But like,
that was the last question. No,
there's one more question. Let me read it.
But we'll go into the mushy stuff later because it's the end of, we're closing off last episode for the year, so we have to.
What books are you currently reading or have you read this year that you'd recommend? So it's been a really shit year in terms of reading.
Yeah.
But there's always one book that I will ever recommend. And it's Selo Daker's The Quiet Violence of Dreams. I think every young black South African needs to read that book. The way he captures depression, amazing. We consume a lot of information about depression from a very white and Western lens. So when we have even Nakane and Piggy Boy Blues, it's amazing. So when we have young, unfortunately, Selo Daker has passed on. He's been dead for a while. Committed suicide, actually. When we have young black voices that we can relate to, speaking of the experiences that we share and the experiences that we have, that's really important because it guides the way that you navigate whatever you're dealing with. And it's not removed from your realities because it comes from someone like you.
That's true.
Someone who went to multiracial schools, someone who, all those experiences that we have that a lot of the media, the literature, the music we consume does not have. Because it's very, very white. And it's art is very political in that way. So it's important for us to find those voices and to consume them. That is a book. I read it for the first time when I was 16. I reread it all the time. So The Quiet Violence of Dreams. Read that book.
I need to check it out.
And All About Love, actually.
Yes. I was going to say, by Bell Hooks.
All About Love. I don't think it's a book that you finish.
No.
I think it's a book that you revisit when certain things are happening.
Yes, 100%.
This week, it was 5 years since my mom passed on. And the chapter on grief in All About Love is amazing. So it's that kind of book. It's like I write what I like. You
really
don't finish it, you go back. It's an amazing guide. So those two books, All About Love, The Quiet Violence of Dreams, those are my recommendations.
Yeah. So this year I've been. When did you buy it? It was last year.
Was it last year? Dude, I can't even remember. It's been a long ass year.
Honestly. So I've actually been reading that. I still haven't finished it because
I don't think you finish it.
Literally, I do a chapter a month or every now and then I do my notes on that and my reflections on that, and then so I 100% recommend All About Love, New Visions. I also, there's a bunch of books I bought this year, and that I got as gifts. So The Intruders by Mohale Mashego. I still haven't read it, but it is good because I know she is good. And then there is Triangulum by Masande Nchanga. I've
read The Reactive.
The
The Reactive was also extremely brilliant.
Yeah, 100%.
The Reactive felt like it was also actually in my top 5 South African books. Because the writing reminded me so much of Selo. So The Reactive too.
So he has a new book. He dropped a new book this year called Triangulum. I still haven't read it, but thank God for long leave. So it's a sort of sci-fi type movie set in South Africa. So I'm looking forward to that because I like sci-fis. That's what I've been reading. I've also been reading my books, my textbooks, a bunch of
any
journals.
Textbooks that you need to recommend?
It's all like research
You know what? I
stuff.
actually read on the flight back because I saw people tweeting about it. they were tweeting about Kabzela, and I was like, oh, I know the name Kabzela, but I don't know the story.
Yeah.
And then they spoke about how he ill-treated the wife and all of that. So then I started Googling and I found the book online, a PDF. So I read that. It was my first time reading an entire book on my phone. Read that on the plane on the way back. And it was just so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if after Kabzela we've ever had a South African artist or someone famous in South Africa outside of your judges disclose their status to the nation. And I thought that was so interesting because at work, currently what I'm working on is HIV related stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, wow, like I didn't know that this is what happened with Kabzela. It was quite interesting that we haven't had, but I mean, I guess maybe we don't need, but it was very interesting, very interesting.
So yeah, that's that. Those are our questions. Thank you so much for asking.
Thank you for asking questions, guys.
I feel like not enough of you asked.
People actually listen. Wow.
Next time we will, we gave y'all notice, but next time, the people I won't name.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine.
People always out here, where's the next episode? Where's the next episode?
Yeah.
We gave you an opportunity to be a part of the episode.
That is true.
Sometimes you got to contribute too.
Yes.
And not just take.
Also, shout out Oyama. Shout out. She asked when, how can she be our friends?
Oh, that's so cute. Come through.
Come through. So yeah, to close off, what are you looking forward to for the podcast? What are your goals for the podcast?
We are such a bunch of procrastinators.
But
I think I actually saw Sim the other day. I think one of the most important things we need to do for the podcast is that we need help from someone to figure out how to monetize things and how to do things.
Yeah.
And we also need to just continue. I think what I'm really enjoying is how organic things are, and I don't want it to feel contrived at any point. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to growth. I'm looking forward to opportunities, sponsorships. Come on, guys. I know you guys are listening. You work in marketing. Plug us, recommend us, give us money.
I mean,
yeah, but that
women.
We also need to actively work. But I feel it's so difficult to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
So we need help from someone.
Yeah.
If you know people that do that stuff, please recommend. But I've got a person in mind.
Yeah.
So cool. But yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. More growth, more listeners, more episodes.
Yeah. Same thing for me. I'm looking forward to a whole lot more growth. And like you said, I want us to get to a point where we are out there. I don't think we're out there.
We're not out there that much,
And I want South Africa to know us. I want us to go beyond South Africa as well. Be out there and earn money from this. Especially for our producer. He does this
our
free of
producer
charge.
Definitely needs all the cash.
He needs all the cash money. So, and actually, while we're here, if you haven't subscribed,
what's your problem?
What are you doing? To any of the platforms, especially YouTube though. But I would just like to give you this opportunity to subscribe. I just click the button. That's all it takes. So that's one of the ways you can support our producer, by subscribing, by liking, by
and commenting,
all of that. I also think we need help as well in terms of putting ourselves out there. Because like you said, it really is hard to
do that on
your own. One, because it is generally hard to sort of step outside of yourself and have to talk about yourself from the outside looking in. But two, our lives are also really hectic. We work all day,
some of us have children.
Yeah, I have children. Some people work late, also on weekends, some people work. So we do need help in that regard. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to more growth. Let's grow together, guys. This podcast has been an opportunity for me to reflect in public. I think I do a lot of reflection in my head. I'm very much in my head all the time. And so this has been an opportunity to put my musings out there, to put my thoughts out there. And you know, I'm just looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the people who listen to do that for themselves as well, because we want to grow with you all as well. We want good things for everybody who listens, and even those who
rooting
don't
for
listen.
everybody.
Yeah, we're rooting for everybody black, but we're rooting for everybody. Yeah, that's mostly what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, guys, let us know
what you're looking forward
to from us,
for yourself, from life,
everything, you know. Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Truly grateful. Like, to know that there are a few thousand people out there listening to us, talking. Actually, I need to stop calling it talking shit, because it literally removes from what we're doing here. Listening to us reflecting about life. Thank you.
Yeah,
please continue to support as you've been doing. Wow, it's truly amazing. Also, closing remarks. Thank you to Menzi for the platform, for all the work you do. Truly appreciate it.
Yes, like, comment, subscribe, show him some love as well. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys
Kwanzaa, you know,
second week, third week, Jan. Give us a break.
So we
Let's
can also,
breathe.
you know.
It's December now.
Hey.
I won't even have a voice. It's going.
Yes, guys.
Thank
you
you
so much. Bye.
Bye.